Welcome back to the Food Guide. I'm your food guy and your food guide. And on today's food guide, Osteria Il Muro roughly translates to tavern in the wall. But here in Denton on West Congress Road, in a renovated house, you'll find some of the best Italian food, not just in DFW, but maybe in Texas. 4 courses, let's check it out. Enough about me and more about this food. In 2021, owner and chef Scott Gerling has brought a taste of Italy to Denton, Texas. With culinary training in the Institute of Fort Worth and the Culinary Institute of Calabria, Italy, along with his grandparents' Sicilian ancestry and a former sous chef at The Grape, Scott's culmination to Osteria Il Muro's success is warranted. A small, cozy home with limited seating makes you feel like a personal guest. Given the small venue, it is a reservation-only restaurant with plentiful focaccia, hand-pulled pasta, and fresh, locally grown, and sourced house ingredients are only but a few highlights to this restaurant. An ever-changing menu means not only fresh food, but a unique dining experience each time. For the pane, their popular focaccia with house cultured butter is a must. For the antipasta dishes, fried squash blossoms and chicken liver mousse served with pancetta focaccia. Eager and intimidated with the ignorance and the ambiguity on my plate, I could say I've never had anything like this before. Did I spread this on then this? The sweet fig jam on the smoked pancetta reminded me of a refined breakfast dish. The salty pancetta paired superb with the fig jam. However, the exceptional chicken liver mousse was something else. Oh my god. It was cold, smooth, and pleasant with the crunchy focaccia. This was a revelation to my taste buds. The pistachio garnish was sublime and gave it a nice nutty texture in lieu of the mousse. This antipasta dish is food guide approved. Every bite becomes better than the last. Adding the jam with the mousse and bread is a symphony of texture, flavor, and pure food bliss. It's one of the best things I've ever ate. Eli, you can stop filming for a sec. You need to try this. The other antipasta, the fried squash blossom, has a honey drizzle, and inside the batter is a quadrello di bufala, or a buffalo milk cheese, with a texture and bite similar to a nice tempura. The cheese pull melted perfectly. The blossom was a pleasant surprise. That's interesting. With an outstanding floral taste that doesn't get lost in the shuffle. It being fried made the blossom soft and melted in essence with the cheese, which was silky. It's soft, it's airy, it's crunchy. It's sweet at the same time. Overwhelmed, I couldn't forget their staple focaccia. Baked perfectly, a buttery top and a dense loaf. The cultured butter melts in the pockets and you get a match made in heaven. As big as the focaccia is, it's soft with a subtle savory finish from the butter and rosemary. I can see why it's a highlight on Osteria's menu. This dish as an opener will set your expectations for what the rest of the food course will serve. My food truce of thoughts won as I had to try the chicken liver mousse with this exquisite bread. Both individual items only elevate in unison. The chemistry was there and I could taste the sparks of my unbridled sensation. This is making my end of year list, by the way. Someone's getting kicked off the top 10. For my preemie, I opted for the off-menu special beef short ribs. While it would be a shame to dine at a premier Italian restaurant and not sample any pasta, luckily for me, I have an amazing fiance who opted for a tasty dish as well. My waiter's description is what sold me. A 48-hour slow-cooked boneless short rib. You're going to braise the short rib and finish it off by pan-searing it in beef tallow. Essentially, its own rendered fat. Give it that crispy seared finish. Slice that against the grain and plate it on a bed of creamy polenta. Yellow corn, Zucchini cheese and Parmigiano Reggiano. Plate that with broccolini, which is pan-seared, tossed in a garlic butter, Parmigiano Reggiano, and white wine vinaigrette. The short rib was stunning from the presentation to the wine reduction finish. The tallow only intensifies the beef taste and aroma. The sear was delightful. The juices greet you when you take a bite. The braise helps the tongue relish in the delight of this entree. The short rib melts on your tongue, is tender and soft. And so tender. The polenta was smooth and sharp, not to be overshadowed when eaten with the short ribs. That's delicious. The broccoli was simple but enhanced with the garlic butter and vinaigrette. A stunning dish. That's fantastic. But Eli's rye on dine. And have our rye on dine. Rye is worked into that dough prior to shaping it.
The andina is just a very wavy, bouncy ribbon. The focus is that oxtail ragu. Incredible tender oxtail meat that we've shredded. Let's have a nice San Marzano tomato puree folded into it. Cipollini onions that are roasted. A Spanish corny cabra olive. A Calabrian chili infused olive oil that just brings like a finishing touch of heat. And then this incredible tangy ricotta cheese that's cured. Crumbles on top like a feta cheese.
The short rib is incredible. I should have stuck with my gut. I should have just got pasta. That's fantastic. I like this. I love this. I am enthralled with this. I feel as eloquent as the description was, words really don't do this dish justice. A pure savor bomb, dare I say, umami? An exemplary pasta with all the bells and whistles. The salt from the olives kisses the palate. The ricotta coats every bite. It had me quivering with joy. I was shaking in my boots. This dish, incredible. The San Marzano and the shredded oxtail send this dish home. Unrivaled, this might be my dish of the year. Truly magnifico. Osteria. Such an experience. I put the code right away for some of the fine stuff. Great legs and balance, full aroma to pair great with both entrees. Feeling uncultured, I decided to concoct again with the focaccia. A short rib slider with polenta. The soft dense bread with the juicy short ribs will knock your taste buds right out. Being a true multi-course, you finish with desserts. With a few options to pick from, I settled for a simple latte espresso gelato, a creamy firm, whipped with soft peaks. This is a pleasurable dessert. The espresso is bold, but not overwhelming. It's a perfect palate pleaser and cleanser. That very soft on the tongue. Rich coffee taste, but not too strong. Nice sweet balance. Can't beat that. If you enjoy coffee ice cream, then you will enjoy this. For the decadent dessert,
Our torta al muro, espresso infused chocolate cake, so it's very decadent, very rich. That is plated on a bed of gianduja cream, which is essentially a hazelnut and chocolate spread. Lightly torch some blood orange meringue pieces. Finish that with candied citrus and toasted hazelnuts.
the blood orange meringue, break down the espresso and chocolate with the citrus. Everything's subtle but enhanced. Like you taste a little bit of the orange, you taste the chocolate, you taste the whip. But when they coalesce together, it's immaculate. I didn't think I was gonna like this one. This is definitely a rewarding dessert experience. Nice rich chocolate. Orange give it some nuance, but they're sweet too, so it like pairs with it in a weird way. Every dish was an upper echelon of what I usually eat, and I would recommend everything if you have an open mind. Osteria is special from the cozy 28-seat venue, the house-sourced menu items, and also the knowledgeable and tremendous staff that brings you the best dining experience. Chef Gerling has built an Italian gym in Denton, Texas. You need to get a reservation and try what is to me some of the best food I ever had the pleasure to eat. Thank you so much for watching. Let me be your food guide by dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. Good night from Denton, Texas. Enough about me and more about this food.